Alright, guys, I'm back for another chapter in Psalms. Today is a busy day. You can actually still see some of the day on me. I was helping a buddy put together a deer blind, then helping the missus out in the garden, moving some stuff. Today was not a very restful summer day, but it was a very productive summer day, which is, most of the time I enjoy more than restful days. But I'm going to get right into it, guys. We're in chapter 76 of Psalms, where the header reads, "A call for God to punish evildoers. Even people's angry revolts will be used by God to bring glory to himself." And here we go. God is honored in Judah. His name is great in Israel. Jerusalem is where he lives. Mount Zion is his home. There he has broken the fiery arrows of fiery. I'm going to go that again, fury. There he has broken the fiery arrows of the enemy, the shields and swords and weapons of war. You are glorious and more majestic than the everlasting mountains. Our boldest enemies have been plundered. They lie before us in the sleep of death. No warrior could lift a hand against us. At the blast of your breath, O God of Jacob, their horses and chariots lay still. No wonder you are greatly feared. Who can stand before you when your anger explodes? From heaven you sentenced your enemies. The earth trembled and stood silent before you. You stand up to judge those who do evil, O God, and to rescue the oppressed of the earth. Human defiance only enhances your glory, for you use it as a weapon. Make vows to the Lord your God and keep them. Let everyone bring tribute to the Awesome One, for he breaks the pride of princes, and the kings of the earth fear him. Well, and that's the end of 76, guys. That only had 12 verses. But when I reflect on this, guys, I just think absolute power. I think so many times we don't think to celebrate God in our victories when he is the direct result of that. And I know so many people, we just had a sermon on wealth and money and finances at church. And I loved that when you think about the atheists of the world who are ultra wealthy, people that don't believe in any specific religion or faith, and they've amassed all this wealth, you will often find that they unknowingly applied practices that are rooted in the Christian faith and in many faiths, but specifically I want to acknowledge the Christian faith, obviously. And even the billionaires of the world, you'll notice that what they set out to do is not simply earn money. It's to make a difference. It's to serve other people. They know, say, hey, and a lot of people, they think of it in a different perspective as, how many people can I get to buy my product? It's, can I make something that everybody needs? Where's a need? Fill it. In fact, I've seen so many philosophical approaches, people that have talked TED Talks and all those things that are given some type of business advice, and they simply say, hey, find a need, find the greatest need you can, try and solve it. And if you do, you'll be wealthy. Why? Because you're serving people. And if you do that to acquire wealth, it will happen if you're able to serve more people. When you increase your capacity for serving others, the wealth that you can acquire that just continues to compile. And so it's interesting because that's what God tells us to say, hey, just serve people in love. And there's so many different parables in the Bible that talk about it, on how, the servants that God left them money and how they invested it and what they did with it. And there was one that got 5 bags of gold and he turned it into 10, and one that got 2 bags of gold and turned it into 4, but the one that had 1 bag of gold buried it and was worried about losing it. And no, be active, be fruitful, go out there and do what you want to do. He knows your heart. Serve and love people to the best of your ability and watch God open the floodgates. And this, I don't know, some people may say like it's not related as far as, but whenever I think of how great God is, there's so many times he tells us to just look everywhere. He's got victories ever. Even when we do wrong, even when evildoers, even when people are not doing the right thing, he's like, I'm going to find a way to glorify myself. And it's such a powerful thing that even in our mistakes, he can find greatness. And that's why all the people that he's used in the Bible, all imperfect. Because we're all imperfect. We're all broken. And we all have our own troubles. And he's just like, that's all right. I can still use you. And I love that. And this just goes and explains that relationship between those that fear him, those that don't fear him, those that just blindly resist against his power. It's pointless. What a frivolous effort to simply, I don't even know if frivolous is the right word I'm looking for. It's probably not, but that's what I'm going to go with right now. It's how powerless you are to do that. Just simply submit to his will and just enjoy the ride. That's so much better than to simply fight against it and want your own thing. You would rob yourself of so many blessings. If I had everything that I wanted in life, I would have robbed myself of so many blessings I don't even know. And so that's what I got out of 76. I probably rambled there a little bit. Tomorrow we'll read 77 of Psalms, where the header reads, "We are comforted through the hard times by remembering God's help in the past. Recalling God's miracles and previous works can give us courage to continue." Now that's an interesting one, because I know that there's certain passages that ask us not to look in the past, and that reflecting on that too much can cause issues. But I definitely think there's a lot of things that we can take for granted, especially when it comes to lessons learned. And so I'm interested to read this one specifically because I know that there are certain passages that warn against being in the past, feeling stuck in the past. And while this seems like a positive, looking at God's miracles, I know that sometimes we're warned against doing that. So I'm interested to read that tomorrow. Have a good night. God bless. I love you. Jesus loves you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for chapter 77. Have a good night.